What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and I don't really, spend a lot of time on like hard political topics on this channel, but this is a particularly interesting topic. A group called Occupy Democrats, which seems to be some sort of nonprofit or charity that exclusively spams leftist propaganda, has called for, Spotify boycotts of Joe Rogan and all this kind of stuff. Well, it looks like, I know this is probably going to shock a lot of you, massive corruption and what appears to be very suspicious use of hundreds of thousands of dollars. And the president's response, which has now been deleted, could not taste better. And we're going to get right into that. No sponsor. Just get right into it. Except I'm going to remind you that Coffee Brand Coffee is here. It's my coffee company. We have, for the holidays, pumpkin spice spiked jack-o'-lanterns flying off the shelves right now. We have 3 delicious cocos, half a dozen teas. We've got coffee. We've got K-Cups. We've got our Roaster's Choice program where you get a different roast every month, and next month is going to be absolutely delicious. I've seen what the next 3 months are, and took a while to pick them all out, but it's going to be really, really good. Our cold brew bags go like crazy. Give something a try. And you'll be supporting the channel, and I'll spend the money on putting it directly back into the company. Got my K-Cup machine on the way. I've got another dozen flavors of coffee, tea, and cocoa planned. Massive expansions for the holiday season. And haven't taken any money out of the company and don't plan to for a long time. So Occupy Democrats, by the way, promo code The Quartering will save you today, by the way. You'll save money. Occupy Democrats demand Spotify be boycotted after Joe Rogan says, quote, vote Republican. We saw this, of course, go back to late August. Breaking influential podcaster Joe Rogan ignorantly urges Americans to vote Republican as a form of supposed payback for business closing down during lockdowns. Dangerous rhetoric as the GOP embraces full fascism. Retweet to demand that Spotify drop Joe Rogan. And by the way, at the time, I don't know if this changed, 600 likes. Just like many of these bizarro shill companies, it's very curious, very odd. You start to question where the money's going, right? Like, where's the money going? You have, by the way, people dunking on them in their own replies, laughing at them. This is a company that has nearly 500,000 followers. Okay. Also following 25,000 people. I don't know why you would follow that. How could you possibly read what's going on in feeds if you're paying that, if you're following that many people? But these are another one of these corporations that, in my opinion, just has a bunch of bot followers. I mean, you can see many tweets from them receiving, here's in a half an hour, 500,000 followers gets 100 likes. Here's 300. Occasionally they'll get big ones. They're a lot like that. Remember that Brooklyn dad, Defiant, and everyone thought he was just this organic Twitter personality that got really popular, and then it turned out he was getting paid and people were spending money to promote his tweets. Well, uncovered originally by Shoe on Head and Hamish Mitchell, you could see the Occupy Democrats Election Fund, Super PAC, which is what's used by all politicians on all ends to essentially scam money tax-free into their election stuff. The Occupy Democrats Election Fund PAC, run by Omar Rivero, raised $797,000 from 2021 to 2022. Now, PAC is for, running elections, right? They contributed $0 to federal candidates. They also spent, quote, $577,000 on, quote, fundraising consultants. It gets better. It gets better. Part 2, it turns out that $250,000 of the $797,000 went into a company owned by Omar and his brother. So they were taking tax-free donations in to their own corporation. Then they created, essentially as a shell, then they created this other company and just paid it out to themselves. And how does the owner respond to all of this? I'm dead serious. If you understood the time and effort that goes into making viral memes and the impact that they have, you might respect our work more. Are you serious? And you see, of course, Shu pointing out, you see Christina Pasha, oh wow, I never would have guessed that this was a grift. It looks so legitimate. Omar Rivero, Andy No says, why did you delete your tweet? And of course, he's been completely silent today. He tweeted 7 hours ago. I love this quote from Pete Buttigieg. By the way, 167,000 followers. Spends a lot of money on tweet engagement, it would appear. But a lot of the replies, interestingly enough, you know, where's the money? You know, it's absolutely nuts. It's like people are so into the tribalism of their guy or their side that, like, if this is a Republican firm, by the way, I would be making the same video. It's absolutely ridiculous. This is why I don't donate money to politicians. Why is anybody donating money to politicians? They get plenty. They get plenty from corporations, right? Why did he delete that tweet, do you think? It looks like, to me, do you see the irony in using political action committee to try to get rid of Citizens United? Omar replies, yes, I do. Whining, while Trump's True Social is banning users who post about J6 committee's public hearings, my new social network, Tribal, is encouraging users to post the truth about Trump. Yes, get on my partisan hack social media. That guy's a partisan hack. He's a partisan hack, has partisan hack social media. Get on my partisan hack social media. Again, the dudes that run Occupy Democrats are under fire right now for allegedly pocketing PAC funds, and I'm screaming at the owners now. Delete a response. You see, I can see Occupy Democrats are making their round once again with their demonic lib-brain BS. So I'd like to remind you that their account is literally run by investment bankers and landlords. When they write, a large Florida landlord announced that he will begin requiring all new existing tenants to provide proof of the poke. Like, liberals, when they find out that the policies they advocate for will also help the people they don't like. I mean, it's like and of course, it's hilarious. You see Hilaria Biden, a meme account on Twitter. For those of you who've been following the Omar Rivero Occupied Democrats' big money for terrible memes drama, if you understood the time and effort that goes into making viral memes, and they always do that, retweet if you agree. Begging for retweets is always hilarious. Here's him. The bottom line text is illegible. Very poor font color choice and layout. Just lazy. The right can't meme. I'm also available for hire. Trump sucks. Facebook memes. $677,892. Impunity priceless. Gets blocked. Here's Aiden Kearney. You're not good at lying or memes. You see Hamish, who exposed it. Why did you block me again, Omar? Do you not want to talk about the $250,000 of donation money your PAC received that you gave to Blue Deal LLC, the company owned by you and your brother? I mean, like, what? Like, Hamish. This information was from the Open Secrets website. I also went through their FEC filings and would urge anyone interested to do the same with a focus on their disbursements. I also did a search for contributions to candidates, and this came up. Nothing. Literally nothing. 3/4 of the money they raised was used to pay employees. I mean, it doesn't get any better than this. You can see the guy who runs Occupy Democrats is also apparently unfamiliar with his own group's legal structure. It's a hybrid PAC, which, unlike a super PAC, maintains a segregated bank account from which it can contribute directly to candidates. Oops! He called himself a super PAC, which means that they are legally prohibited from donating directly to candidates, except they aren't a super PAC, apparently. Isn't this like the other guys that Midas touch weirdos too? And then the old guys, I think it's totally reasonable that Occupy Democrats takes donations and spends $700,000 on, quote, making memes. Here's their meme. Like, well, retweet if you agree. I mean, like, this is what they do. They make Facebook memes that are just screenshots of tweets or what, I mean, like, extremely low effort memes. And they're paying hundreds of thousands of dollars, and they're not even good memes. That's the biggest crime here. Occupy Democrats pays $5,000 a month for a girl who struggles to produce left-grade memes. Can't make this up. I couldn't tell you, over the past 2 years, we haven't spent any money except for paying $5,000 a month to a graphic designer and $4,500 per month to a Twitter researcher, and a 15% commission to the fundraising firm. The rest is still in the account. I haven't earned a penny, except what about the $250,000? Absolute hilarity, completely expected. Stop donating money on either side of the aisle. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it, and we'll talk to you again real soon.